Chosen one. Heaven has heard what they said when you were not there. The words whispered in dark corners, the conversations carried out in shadows, the laughter that followed your pain, none of it escaped the ears of the Almighty. You thought no one saw, but the God who neither slumbers nor sleeps took note of every word. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. Heaven pressed pause on the noise of this world to speak directly to you now. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not unseen. You are God's chosen one, hand-picked to walk through this fire, because what tried to destroy you will become the evidence of His power. Those who mocked your faith will soon witness your elevation. God heard what they said, and now He is fighting for you. Listen carefully. Every tear you cried, every night you wondered why it had to be you, it was all part of a divine conversation. Heaven was listening while you were breaking. The silence of God was not absence, it was preparation. Because now, the Lion of Judah has risen to defend His own. You don't need to explain yourself anymore. You don't need to justify your calling. You were chosen, and heaven has made its move. The same God who split the sea for Moses, who shut the mouths of lions for Daniel, who raised Lazarus from the dead, He has heard the sound of your rejection and turned it into a battle cry. There is a stirring in the unseen realm. Heaven's armies are aligning themselves with your name written on their command. When they spoke against you, they thought they were speaking into the air. But they were speaking into God's courtroom, and now the judge of all creation has taken the case personally. You must understand this. Every word spoken in malice against you is being weighed. Every lie whispered is being answered. You won't have to lift a finger to defend yourself, because the one who called you is now your defender. You have cried enough, and heaven has heard enough. The time for silence is over. God is moving on your behalf. They thought your silence was weakness, but God saw it as obedience. They thought your humility meant defeat, but heaven saw it as strength. You kept walking even when your name was dragged through the mud. You kept believing even when no one believed in you. That faith raw, trembling, and pure has drawn heaven's response. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 5, "Look at the nations and watch, be amazed. For I am going to do something in your days you would not believe, even if you were told, chosen one." This is your renewal season. God has seen your endurance, and now strength is being poured back into you. You are not at the end, you are at the turning point. Every force that worked against you is losing its grip right now. The warfare that surrounded your mind, the exhaustion that tried to break your spirit, it is lifting. You are being renewed with eagle's wings to rise above every word curse, every scheme, every jealous heart that tried to hold you down. This is not the season to look back. This is not the hour to argue with those who do not understand your calling. This is the moment to step fully into divine alignment. Heaven is fighting for you now. The very presence of God goes before you like fire, burning away everything that was meant to destroy you. You will not have to prove your worth. God Himself will prove His favor upon your life. The word has gone forth. He heard their laughter. He heard their disbelief. He heard the betrayal that broke your heart. And in response, He has declared, "Touch not my anointed." Every weapon formed against you will fall apart before it can even touch you. Your stillness will speak louder than your words, because the presence of God surrounds you like a shield. Lift your head. Chosen one. This is your moment of divine vindication. Heaven has opened its books, and your name is being spoken in the chambers of light. The accusations are being overturned. The scales of justice are tilting in your favor. And soon, very soon, those who whispered your downfall will have to watch your elevation. Now breathe. Feel the shift in your spirit. Heaven is not against you. Heaven is fighting for you. You are not alone in this battle. The one who called you has already gone before you. Every unseen war is being won right now. If this word resonates deep in your spirit, don't scroll past. Like, share, and subscribe to stay under this prophetic flow. And in the comments below, type the number 77 as a declaration of divine completion and heavenly defense over your life. You were never meant to be silent. Chosen one. The time of holding your tongue to keep the peace is over. Heaven has placed a sword in your mouth, not for destruction, but for truth. You have carried words within you that were meant to shake atmospheres, to realign broken destinies, to call light into dark places. Yet for too long, you've been told to sit down, to stay quiet, to blend in. But you were not born to blend, you were born to break through. Every time you silenced yourself to avoid conflict, something inside you dimmed. You began to feel invisible, even though heaven saw you burning with divine purpose. The world doesn't fear your silence, it fears your voice, because your voice carries authority, and authority disrupts darkness. You were never designed to whisper destiny. You were created to declare it. Do you know why the attacks against your confidence have been so intense? Because the enemy knew that if you ever found your voice, you would destroy every chain that once held you captive. The very sound of your yes to God terrifies hell. The very words you speak under divine guidance can shift entire generations. You are not just another believer, you are a mouthpiece of heaven. And right now, heaven is saying, speak. When you speak what God places on your spirit, you give permission for miracles to manifest in the natural. You give shape to unseen promises. The same spirit that hovered over the deep at creation now waits for you to open your mouth. When God spoke, light appeared. When you speak under His breath, darkness flees. That is why the battle against your voice has been so severe. It carries creative power. You have been through seasons where you felt unworthy to speak, as if your wounds disqualified your witness. But those scars are what give your words their weight. You are not speaking from theory, you are speaking from the fire. You have lived what others only read about. When you open your mouth, the atmosphere shifts because your testimony is soaked in glory. And now, heaven is urging you to release what has been building within for so long. Speak the word of life over your family, your city, your destiny. Speak with faith even when you tremble. Each word you release in obedience becomes a spark that ignites divine change around you. You are no longer a whisper in the crowd, you are a trumpet in the valley, calling dry bones to rise. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. That means every word you release becomes a seed that bears fruit, either life or death. Heaven has trained you through heartbreak and silence so that your words would now carry divine precision. You cannot waste your voice on gossip, bitterness, or fear. Your voice must carry healing, prophecy, and alignment. There was a time when you spoke from pain, But now you will speak from power. There was a time when your words were soaked in tears, but now they will carry oil. You are no longer speaking from wounds, you are speaking from wisdom. The same mouth that once cried for help will now command mountains to move. When you walk into a room, the unseen world pays attention. Demons recognize the sound of obedience. Angels respond to the frequency of faith. When you say what heaven says, everything around you begins to shift into order. You were never meant to mimic others. You were meant to echo the voice of God. You may think your words don't matter, but heaven disagrees. Every word of prayer you've ever whispered has been stored in divine memory. Every declaration you made in faith is still alive, waiting for its appointed time to manifest. You will soon see the harvest of the words you once spoke in the dark. Do not be afraid to speak now. The season of silence is broken. You will speak with love, but your words will carry thunder. You will speak peace, but your voice will break chains. This is your hour to release what heaven has planted within you. You are not echoing pain anymore. You are echoing power. Lift your chin. Chosen one. You don't need a platform to be powerful. You only need obedience. Speak truth even if your voice trembles. Declare light even when you stand in the shadows. You were never meant to blend in. You are heaven's voice wrapped in human form. The time to remain silent has ended. The sound of destiny is rising, and it carries your name. The battle you didn't choose, chosen one, is the very one heaven assigned to reveal your strength. You didn't start this war, but your endurance has marked you as the victor. You've been wondering, why me? Why does it feel like I'm fighting battles I never asked for? But the truth is this: God trusted you with conflict because He knew you wouldn't quit. You were never meant to escape the fire. You were meant to walk through it and come out refined. This battle is not punishment, it's proof. Proof that you are dangerous to darkness. Proof that you are trusted by heaven. Every arrow that's been launched at you has only revealed how much spiritual weight you carry. The enemy doesn't attack what's empty. He attacks what's anointed. That's why it's been so hard. Why the pressure has been so intense. Why you've felt surrounded. But even surrounded, you have never been outnumbered. You see, God allows certain battles not to break you but to broadcast you. The pain you are facing has an audience. Heaven watches how you respond. Angels observe how you stand. And even when you feel like collapsing, heaven whispers, "Don't give up now. The story isn't over yet." You were chosen not because you are perfect, but because you are persistent. Every scar on your soul is evidence that you fought when others fled. Remember, this battle is spiritual. That's why it can't be fought with human strength. You've tried logic. You've tried silence. You've tried patience, and still, the storm raged on. But that's because this isn't a physical fight. It's a holy confrontation. What is being tested is not your body, but your faith. You've been stretched to your limit so that divine power can finally overflow through you. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." Every hardship, every betrayal, every sleepless night, it's all been warfare designed to silence your light. But the Lord says today, you are not a casualty. You are a conqueror in training. The very pressure that tried to crush you has only carved out deeper capacity for glory. What you're carrying is holy. That's why the attacks feel personal, because they are. The enemy sees your potential before you do. And he's terrified of what you'll become once you realize who you are. Chosen one. There is something sacred about being in the middle of a battle you didn't start. It humbles you, purifies you, and reveals God's strength in your weakness. You've learned to depend not on applause but on presence. You've discovered that even in chaos, there is a calm that comes when you whisper, "God, I still trust you." That trust is your greatest weapon. Every time you kept believing through the pain, heaven took note. Every time you smiled through exhaustion, angels recorded your faithfulness. You have not been fighting alone, even when it felt like no one cared. Heaven was strategizing behind the scenes. The victory was written before the attack began. You're not fighting for victory, you're fighting from victory. The weapons of darkness are loud, but your obedience is louder. The enemy can only threaten what he cannot touch. The moment you realize that, fear loses its grip. You may feel outnumbered, but heaven's army surrounds you, even now. You have backup in realms you cannot see. The fire that was meant to consume you will soon illuminate the glory upon your life. Do not waste time asking why me, start declaring use me. Because this fight is shaping you into a voice of deliverance for others who are still bound. When you rise from this battle, you will carry wisdom and authority that cannot be taught in peace, it is forged in war. The pain has purpose. The tears are sacred. And every wound is becoming a window for God's light to shine through. The battle you didn't choose is the one that reveals your calling. Now, chosen one, if your spirit recognizes this truth, if you can feel that this word speaks to the exact fire you've been walking through, then declare it aloud in faith. Type these words in the comments as a prophetic act of agreement. I stand firm. Say it because you refuse to back down. Say it because this battle will not end with your defeat. Say it because when you stand, heaven fights. Every time you choose faith over fear, you remind the darkness that it should have never picked this fight with a child of God. Hold your ground. Chosen one, the battle is fierce, but victory has already been declared. Every wound becomes a weapon. Chosen one, the pain they inflicted was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to awaken the divine authority within you. You didn't know it then, but every heartbreak, every betrayal, every disappointment was sharpening something sacred inside your spirit. Heaven has been crafting you in secret, molding you through the very things that tried to break you. There are certain kinds of power that cannot be taught. They must be lived. The strength you carry now didn't come from ease, it came from endurance. You have been through things that could have shattered others, yet you still rise. That rise is not by your strength alone, it is proof that the breath of God is still active within you. Every scar you carry tells a story, not of defeat, but of divine transformation. You've looked at your wounds and thought they made you weak, but heaven sees differently. To God, your scars are signatures of survival. Every time you were wounded and kept walking, you signed your name in the scrolls of perseverance. Every tear became ink in the story of redemption. Every betrayal became a blade that heaven reforged into a sword of wisdom. Pain has been your most faithful teacher. It has taught you discernment, patience, empathy, and faith that can't be shaken by circumstances. You have learned that not every wound was an enemy's weapon. Some were heaven's tools to prepare you. The hand of God was hidden even in your heartbreak, writing lessons you couldn't yet understand. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 9, "But he said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me.'" Those words echo through every dark night you've survived. God never asked you to be flawless. He asked you to be faithful. When you thought your brokenness disqualified you, heaven saw it as the very qualification needed for His power to rest upon you. Grace does not flow through perfection. It flows through cracks. You have carried wounds that felt unfair, situations that seemed cruel, and losses that nearly silenced your hope. Yet each time, something deeper within you refused to die. That defiance of despair is divine. It's the mark of one who carries heaven's fire. You have learned to fight quietly, to heal slowly, and to love deeply even after being cut. That is power the world cannot comprehend. What they meant for harm has become holy training. The lies spoken about you, the rejections that broke your heart, the betrayals that tore your trust, each one became an opportunity for God to reveal His mastery at turning ashes into beauty. You are walking proof that what was meant to kill you has become your testimony. The enemy thought the wound would silence you, but instead it gave your voice authority. You no longer speak from speculation, you speak from scars. And when you speak, those who are still bleeding find hope. Your wounds are no longer open, they are healed marks that radiate wisdom. You are becoming a healer, not because you avoided pain, but because you survived it with grace. Every hurt has been sanctified. Every memory that once burned now glows with purpose. Chosen one, your weapon is not vengeance, it's wisdom. You don't fight by shouting louder, you fight by standing firmer. You don't strike with anger, you strike with understanding. Every time you forgive someone who doesn't deserve it, you disarm the darkness that used them. Every time you choose peace over retaliation, heaven writes another victory in your name. There will be people who look at you and see only what you went through. But heaven looks at you and sees what you became because of it. You are a vessel forged in fire, carrying light into the very places that once consumed you. You can now walk into broken spaces and bring healing. Because you have been there, you can now speak to shattered hearts. Because you know the language of pain. Do not despise your wounds. Chosen one, hold them as reminders that God's hand was upon you, even when His plan was unclear. You may have walked through the valley, but you walked out with keys that will unlock deliverance for others. You are not marked by what hurt you, you are marked by what healed you. Heaven's army moves for you. Chosen one, you may not see them, but they are already surrounding you. Every time you felt the weight of isolation, heaven was assembling its ranks. Every time you thought you stood alone, unseen forces were standing beside you. Angels have taken formation, not because you are weak, but because your destiny is under divine protection. The warfare around you has intensified because heaven has sounded an alarm. The battle is no longer about survival, it's about positioning. God has heard what was said, and now the very armies of heaven are shifting the atmosphere on your behalf. Every obstacle in your path is being dismantled piece by piece, not by human strength, but by divine command. Imagine the unseen realm. Chosen one, golden light stretching across eternity. Wings moving in silence. Swords drawn in obedience. The angels of God are not mythical symbols, they are real, burning with purpose. sent forth as ministers to those who will inherit salvation. And you, the chosen one, are that inheritance. You are not walking through this season unguarded. You are walking with heaven's defense surrounding you like fire. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Those words are your anchor. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to defend your name. You don't have to shout back at those who misunderstood your silence. The Lord Himself is fighting for you. Stillness is not surrender, it's strategy. It's heaven's way of saying, "Let me handle this." Think of it like this: when a gardener plants a seed, he does not stay to argue with the soil. He leaves it in the dark, trusting that growth is taking place beneath the surface. That's what God is doing with you. The soil of this season feels heavy, but it's also holy. You are being buried only so that resurrection can begin. And while you wait, angels are working. They are rearranging circumstances, softening hearts, removing obstacles. The things that once resisted you are now bowing in obedience to divine timing. What felt delayed is not denial, it's heaven's coordination. You are not behind, you are being aligned. You have no idea how many battles have already been won on your behalf. There were nights when you thought you were losing, but in heaven's records, victory had already been written in your name. There were moments when danger brushed close, yet unseen hands redirected it. That sudden peace you felt in chaos, that was heaven whispering, "We've got you." Even when the world feels loud, there is a quiet rhythm under the noise, a heartbeat of heaven that keeps time with your faith. You are part of a divine orchestra, and though you may not hear every instrument, the conductor knows exactly when to bring your part to life. Chosen one, this is not the time to despair. It's the time to trust the unseen. Just because you can't see the help doesn't mean it's not there. Just because you can't hear the movement doesn't mean heaven is silent. Angels don't announce themselves, they simply act. They stand between you and disaster, between you and destruction. If you could see the number of times heaven intervened for you, you would never doubt again. When sickness came close, protection stood closer. When the wrong doors opened, mercy closed them. When the storm raged louder than your prayers, grace whispered louder than the wind. Heaven has been fighting for you long before you realized there was a war. You are not fighting to win, you are standing in a victory already secured. Your stillness is not weakness, it's a declaration that you trust the God who never loses a battle. The same hand that parted seas and shut the mouths of lions is now writing peace across your story. If this message is stirring something within you, if it feels like a quiet confirmation that you are seen, surrounded, and shielded, then let your heart respond. Pause for a moment. Breathe. Then, if you feel led, like this message, share it with someone who needs to know they are not alone in their fight. Subscribe, not just to a channel, but to a movement of hope, a space where faith and courage grow stronger together. Let this simple act be your way of saying, "I believe heaven is fighting for me," because it is, and soon, the victory that's already been declared in heaven will manifest here on earth, with your name written across it in glory. The divine reversal begins. Chosen one, what once worked against you is now turning in your favor. Heaven has stepped into the story, and the plot is shifting with power. The same mouths that mocked you will soon speak your name with honor. The same tables where you were once excluded are being rebuilt with your chair reserved at the head. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. What felt like rejection was actually redirection toward divine recognition. For too long, you've been standing in the shadows, watching others take what seemed like your opportunity. You wondered why God let doors close so suddenly, why people changed so quickly, why seasons shifted without warning. But listen, heaven's wisdom often hides itself in what looks like loss. God was not taking from you, He was trading up for you. The doors that slammed shut were never meant for the weight of your anointing. You outgrew places that refused to grow with you. Now, the reversal begins. What was hidden will be revealed. What was delayed will now accelerate. You are stepping into a season where silence speaks louder than your defense. Those who doubted your calling will have to witness undeniable favor. The very atmosphere is bending in your direction. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 30, verse 17, "But I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declares the Lord, because you are called an outcast, Zion, for whom no one cares." Those words are a mirror for your soul. You were treated like an outcast, forgotten, misjudged, underestimated, but heaven never stopped caring. The wounds that once bled disappointment are now becoming signs of restoration. You are about to see God heal publicly what broke you privately. The places where you were rejected will soon echo with redemption. When God reverses a season, He doesn't just return what was lost, He multiplies it. You are not getting back the same version of what you lost. You are stepping into an upgraded version of promise. The pain of the past was never wasted. Every tear watered the soil for your next harvest. Every disappointment prepared your heart for divine promotion. Think of it like a bow being pulled back. The further it was stretched, the farther the arrow will fly. That's what this season has been, divine tension. You felt stretched, almost to breaking. But that pressure is what's launching you forward. Heaven never wastes tension. It uses it to create trajectory. Chosen one. There is a sweetness that comes after suffering, a peace that follows perseverance. You are entering that space now. The tables are turning not by force, not by manipulation, but by divine orchestration. God is rewriting narratives without your involvement. Those who misjudged you are about to see evidence of grace that cannot be denied. This is a season where God's justice will speak louder than your explanations. The same people who thought you were finished will be the ones to carry your testimony forward. Your name will travel farther than your effort because heaven has endorsed your story. You don't need revenge, you need revelation. And the revelation is this: what they meant for evil, God is using for glory. You've waited long enough, but not in vain. Every quiet day, every tearful prayer, every time you refused to quit it, all built momentum in the unseen realm. Heaven does not forget endurance. And now, acceleration is coming. The pace of blessing is about to outrun the memory of pain. When restoration comes, it won't knock softly, it will flood. You will be surrounded by favor so obvious that even those who once opposed you will have to acknowledge God's hand on your life. This is not random mercy, this is strategic justice. Heaven is balancing the scales, and your name is at the center of the ledger. You might not see it yet, but the shift has already begun. The conversations about you are changing in rooms you haven't entered. The tone of heaven has moved from delay to deliverance. What was once heavy will soon feel holy. What was once painful will soon become praise. Chosen one. You don't have to chase what's yours, it's coming to find you. Divine reversal is not something you fight for, it's something you receive. All heaven requires is your readiness. Stand still. Keep your heart pure. And stay positioned for favor. The tide has turned, and it carries blessings with your name engraved in light. And now, as a prophetic act of agreement, declare your alignment with what heaven is doing. In the comments below, type the number 444, the number of divine stability, restoration, and complete reversal. Type it as a sign that you believe the story is changing, that everything once meant to harm you is being rewritten for your good. Because this isn't the end of your story, it's the beginning of divine compensation. Heaven has heard, heaven has seen, and heaven has decided your season of reversal has begun. God's timing exposes the pretenders. Chosen one. The longer you walk with him, the more you learn that delay is never denial, it is divine discernment at work. Sometimes God slows things down not to punish you, but to protect you. Time has a way of revealing what hearts try to hide. While you were wondering why things took so long, heaven was quietly pulling back the curtain to show who was really for you and who was only for what you carried. You have felt the sting of disappointment when those you trusted showed their true faces. The smiles faded, the support vanished, and words of loyalty turned into whispers of criticism. It hurt because you gave honestly. You loved sincerely. You believed deeply. Yet, this unveiling was never to embarrass you, it was to free you. God will never allow pretenders to remain near your promise. He exposes before he elevates. You see, chosen one, your destiny requires purity of connection. Not everyone can sit at the table of your next season. Some people were useful in the wilderness, but cannot enter your promised land. God's timing didn't just test your patience, it tested the motives of those around you. The slowness of your season was the stage where truth revealed itself. At first, it looked like abandonment, but it was actually alignment. God allowed certain people to leave so your heart would make room for those truly assigned to your journey. You prayed for discernment, and this is how it arrived, not in a whisper, but in a series of departures. It's not cruelty, it's cleansing. Heaven will always subtract before it multiplies. The ancient words recorded in Romans chapter 8, verse 28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Those words are not comfort for the moment, they are a map for your mindset. Every betrayal, every delay, every redirection is working together for your good. Even what was meant to break you is being woven into a greater purpose. God's timing is not your enemy, it's your evidence. You've grown wiser through waiting. You've learned that silence reveals loyalty. When the noise faded and the crowd left, you discovered who truly remained. Those who stood with you in the shadows are the ones who deserve to walk with you in the light. The process has purified your circle and your spirit. When the pretenders fall away, don't chase them. Let the pruning finish its work. Trees that bear lasting fruit endure the pain of pruning because they understand it's not loss. It's preparation. Every person who walked away was a blade in the gardener's hand, cutting off what could not go where you're going. It's not rejection, it's divine redirection. You have learned that not everyone who claps for you believes in you. Some applauded to blend in, others to distract you. But time unmasks all things. When the applause stopped, you found your real identity again, not as someone who performs for validation, but as someone who walks in revelation. You no longer need their approval. You have heaven's endorsement. Do you see it now? The waiting didn't delay you, it delivered you. You are lighter now, freer, less attached to opinions and more anchored in truth. God used time as a mirror, showing you what truly matters. You no longer rush ahead, you walk in rhythm with His will. Every step now is measured with purpose. You have crossed the threshold where pretense cannot follow. Those who only loved your potential have faded, and those who love your process have stayed. This is divine refinement. God's timing stripped away imitation so that only authenticity could remain. Chosen one, you are being surrounded by people of substance, those who will not compete with you, but complete the mission with you. Your tribe is not built on convenience, but on covenant. These are the ones who will intercede, not interfere. Heaven is gathering true allies around you now. In this season, discernment is your greatest defense. Don't rush new connections, let time test them. Don't grieve what's gone, bless it and release it. What remains after divine exposure is pure gold relationships tested by fire, hearts proven through endurance, loyalty proven through silence. And remember, exposure is not revenge, it's mercy. God reveals to heal, not to humiliate. When truth comes to light, it liberates both you and them. You are not called to bitterness, but to clarity. The light that exposes will also elevate. So stand still and let time finish its divine work. The delay was never wasted. It was the filter heaven used to separate the counterfeit from the called. When the dust settles, you'll see that what remains around you is real, radiant, and ready for the next move of God. The weight you carried was prophetic training. Chosen one, every burden, every sleepless night, every moment of questioning your strength, it was never wasted. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. The heaviness that once felt unbearable was heaven's way of building muscle in your spirit. You have been through a spiritual boot camp where pain was the teacher and endurance was the lesson. You've wondered why your path seemed heavier than others, why it felt like your prayers took longer to be answered. Your blessings came slower, and your tests came sooner. But that's because your assignment carries weight. God had to train you to hold what's coming without it crushing you. There are mantles, divine responsibilities that only the tested can wear. You have been trained not just to survive storms, but to command peace within them. Every tear that fell was recorded as instruction. Every heartbreak became a classroom. Heaven was shaping your capacity. You see, others may have been called to walk ordinary paths, but you were chosen to climb, and climbers must carry differently. You were learning how to move while carrying destiny on your back. You thought you were losing strength, but heaven was increasing your stamina. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 144, verse 1. Praise be to the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war, my fingers for battle. That verse is not about fighting people, it's about mastering endurance. God was training your hands, not just to defend, but to build. Every hardship was strength training for your purpose. The moments when you felt stretched to breaking were the very moments your spiritual foundation was deepening. You are stronger than you think, and heaven knows it because heaven built it. When others saw your weariness, God saw your readiness. You were learning to stand in faith when comfort disappeared. You were being taught the discipline of stillness in the face of storms. That is what prophetic training looks like. It strips away every false reliance until only truth remains. You can't teach what you haven't lived. And now, every lesson learned in private is about to produce authority in public. Chosen one, you've carried the weight of others' expectations, their misunderstandings, and their silence. You've carried the pain of wanting to help those who hurt you, the ache of being faithful when no one noticed. But all of it was part of your refining. You weren't just being tested, you were being transformed. The oil of anointing flows only from crushed olives. What felt like pressure was producing power. There's a moment in every chosen life where you stop asking, "Why me?" and begin saying, "Prepare me." That is where you are now. You no longer see pain as punishment, you see it as purpose. The burden that once bowed your shoulders is now the crown that rests upon your head. The very weight that made you weep is the same force that grounded your roots deep into faith. God trusted you with this weight because He knew you wouldn't drop it. The assignments that others walked away from, you carried. The prayers others forgot, you whispered. The faith others lost, you kept. That is why heaven calls you reliable. You have proven that your love for God is not dependent on blessings, but built on belief. And now, because you endured, there is a shift. You're about to notice that what once drained you now empowers you. The lessons that once felt heavy now make you wise. You will speak, and others will listen, not because of your words alone, but because your voice carries the weight of experience sanctified by fire. Those who mocked your journey will not understand your authority. They saw only the surface. They never saw the training. You were in the shadows, but you were not stagnant. You were being equipped. While others chased platforms, you were learning how to carry presence. And now, the weight of glory that once crushed your heart will crown your head. Chosen one. This season marks a divine graduation. The tests are no longer breaking you, they are validating you. You are stepping into a level of spiritual maturity that commands respect in realms seen and unseen. Your patience, your quiet strength, your resilience, all of it has made you a living prophecy. So when you feel the echo of that old heaviness, don't resist it. Recognize it as a reminder of how far you've come. The same hands that trembled under pressure are now steady with purpose. The same heart that once ached from confusion now beats with clarity. You have been trained in fire, and fire cannot burn what it has already refined. You are surrounded by light. Chosen one, even when shadows try to creep close, even when darkness whispers that you are alone, there is a holy radiance covering you that cannot be touched. You may not always feel it, but heaven's glow surrounds your steps like an invisible shield. Wherever you walk, light follows. It is not the light of your own making, it is the presence of the living God that has chosen to dwell with you. There have been moments where fear tried to settle on your chest like a heavy fog. Nights when anxiety spoke louder than prayer. Days when you questioned whether the light within you had dimmed beyond repair. But even then, that light never left. It flickered beneath the surface, waiting for a single whisper of faith to rise again. You see, Darkness has no power to extinguish what heaven has ignited. Scripture says in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 5, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." That truth is not poetic, it is prophetic. It declares that no force of evil, no season of sorrow, no voice of accusation can overcome the divine illumination within you. The light of God is not fragile, it is eternal. It does not depend on your strength, it flows from His Spirit. Even when you stumble, it still burns. Even when you weep, it still warms. There is something sacred about walking through darkness with faith as your lantern. You've learned that true light is not found in the absence of darkness, but in the courage to keep shining within it. Every step you take in trust pushes back the shadows around you. Every prayer whispered in fear becomes a beam that pierces through despair. You are not merely surviving the dark, you are redefining it. Heaven sees how you've kept shining when it didn't make sense. When others turned cold, you stayed kind. When bitterness tried to take root, you chose forgiveness instead. That's what makes your light unshakable. It's not based on mood. It's built on mission. You are carrying a light that terrifies darkness because it cannot be imitated. The enemy can copy words, mimic actions, even fake faith, but he cannot reproduce true light. Chosen one, you must understand that your presence is warfare. When you walk into a place, peace follows. When you speak, confusion begins to scatter. You've been wondering why certain people pull away from you. It's not rejection, it's reaction. Darkness cannot stand prolonged exposure to divine illumination. Some left your life not because you failed them, but because your light revealed what they didn't want to face. But don't hide your glow to make others comfortable. You are not called to blend into twilight. You are called to be the dawn. The light you carry is not decoration, it's declaration. It says, God is here. Every act of kindness, every word of truth, every quiet prayer releases rays that ripple through unseen realms. You have no idea how many battles your light has already won in silence. There will be days when your glow feels dim, when your heart feels tired. In those moments, remember, light does not need to fight darkness, it only needs to shine. You don't have to argue, prove, or perform. Just stand, believe, and keep shining. Heaven handles the rest. You've been chosen to be a lighthouse, not a torch. A torch burns out quickly, but a lighthouse stands through storms, guiding others home. Your endurance is your brightness. Your consistency is your strength. While others flicker, you remain steady because your source is eternal. The light within you will draw those who are ready and expose what is false. Don't fear that responsibility, it's part of your calling. You were born to carry illumination into confusion, to bring clarity where chaos reigned. Every time you walk in truth, you expand heaven's territory on earth. Now, if this word speaks to the light within you, if you can feel that gentle warmth in your chest right now, that quiet reminder that you are not walking alone, make a declaration of faith in the comments below. Type "I shine on." Say it not as a boast, but as a promise. Say it because you refuse to let pain dim your purpose. Say it because you believe that even in the darkest night, your faith will still glow. Say it because the world needs what only you carry. "I shine on" is not just a phrase, it's a prophecy. It is your agreement with heaven that no matter what comes, your light will not go out. The same God who spoke light into existence in Genesis is the one who keeps it burning inside you. And as long as he breathes, your light will never fade. So, chosen one, keep shining, keep walking, keep glowing. The darkness cannot comprehend you, cannot stop you, cannot touch you, because you are surrounded utterly and eternally by light. The tables turn overnight. Chosen one, what once felt like a long, silent season is about to shift in a single divine moment. You have been walking through a story that seemed endless chapters of waiting, pages soaked in tears, paragraphs written in pain, but heaven is now turning the page. The author of your life is not finished, and the next line he writes will be written in victory. You may not see the movement yet, but it's happening. The air around you is beginning to hum with unseen activity. Destiny is turning quietly, like a wheel catching divine wind. One small shift, one whispered yes from heaven, and everything changes. It's how God works suddenly, yet perfectly timed. The Word of God declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5, "Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning." That verse has always been a promise, but now it's a prophecy over your life. The night you endured wasn't endless, it was preparation. Heaven has been orchestrating details while you waited in the dark. What you thought was stillness was actually strategy. God was not ignoring you, he was arranging every piece for perfect alignment. When morning comes, the shift doesn't just happen around you, it happens through you. The sorrow that once defined you becomes the soil for your greatest joy. The same place where you cried will become the place where you dance. That is the nature of divine reversal. It doesn't erase the past, it transforms it. Think of a seed buried deep in soil. From the surface, it looks forgotten, but beneath the darkness, it's breaking open, releasing what was hidden inside. That's you. Chosen one. You've been buried under waiting, under misunderstanding, under silence, but you were never abandoned. The pressure was unlocking your potential. Now, heaven says, grow. The tables are turning. Those who questioned your endurance will soon study your strength. The ones who dismissed you will one day quote your wisdom. The closed doors that once frustrated you are about to open, not because you knocked harder, but because the season has changed. What resisted you yesterday will recognize you today. There is a divine rhythm to God's timing. It often moves in silence before it sings in victory. You may not have noticed it, but grace has been gathering beneath the surface. Opportunities are being prepared with your name etched upon them. The favor that once seemed distant is walking toward you now. Sometimes God turns the tables not to elevate you above others, but to reveal his justice. Your vindication won't come through arguments or explanations. It will come through manifestation. You won't have to prove yourself. You'll simply become the proof. When God favors you publicly, it silences every private lie spoken against you. Chosen one. When this shift comes, it will not be gradual, it will be sudden. One message, one encounter, one open door can rewrite an entire season. That's how quickly heaven moves when the time is right. You may feel weary from waiting, but don't lose your posture of expectation. The morning light is on its way. Imagine a forest after the storm. Trees that bent under wind begin to lift again. Leaves glisten with new rain. What once looked broken now breathes with life. That's what your spirit will feel like when this new dawn breaks. You've endured the shaking, but now stability is returning. You will walk into peace so tangible it will feel like sunlight on your skin after a long night. And when that happens, when the morning breaks for you, pause, breathe, look around and remember the journey. Then, as a simple act of gratitude, share the light that found you. Let others who still stand in their own night know that dawn is real. If this message resonates with your spirit, if you can feel that quiet reassurance that something is shifting on your behalf, take a moment to like this word. Share it with someone walking through their own darkness, and subscribe to stay under this flow of divine encouragement. Not for numbers, not for applause, but because every click, every share, every connection spreads hope farther than we can imagine. You never know who's scrolling through their midnight right now, waiting for a whisper of morning. Let your simple action be that whisper. Chosen one. Dawn is closer than you think. Heaven has already commanded the light to rise. The tables are turning, not by your effort, but by divine decree. The chapter of pain is closing, and joy is walking through the door with your name written across its heart. Hold your peace, keep your faith. The morning you've prayed for is already on the horizon. Vindication without retaliation. Chosen one. This is the lesson heaven is etching into your heart now. You don't have to fight back to be proven right. God Himself will be your defender. Every time you held your tongue when slander was spoken, every time you chose silence over self-defense, you were aligning with a higher law. The kingdom of heaven does not require revenge, it requires restraint. You have been tempted to explain yourself, to justify your heart to those who misunderstood your intentions. But God says, stand still. Vindication is not earned by words, it is delivered by witness. And heaven's witness cannot be refuted. When God steps into the story, He makes truth louder than accusation. The prophet Isaiah wrote it long ago in chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and this is their vindication from me, declares the Lord. That word heritage means it is your inheritance, it belongs to you. You don't need to chase justice, you are already wrapped in it. You have been trying to explain what only God can reveal. Stop fighting for clarity among those committed to misunderstanding you. The truth about who you are will emerge naturally. Like dawn breaking after a storm, there is a holy power in restraint. The world teaches that victory comes from shouting louder, striking harder, proving your worth. But the Spirit teaches something far more profound. The one who stays silent in the face of falsehood has placed faith in a judge greater than man. Vindication is not the product of defense, it's the fruit of trust. Chosen one. Your stillness has been noticed in heaven. Every time you resisted the urge to retaliate, every time you blessed those who cursed you, you advanced in spiritual authority. Mercy is not weakness, it is mastery. When you choose peace while being provoked, you step into a realm where God fights your battles. This is what the enemy cannot stand when you stop responding to attacks and start resting in truth. He loses power over you the moment you refuse to play by his rules. Your silence is not defeat, it is strategy. It forces darkness to implode under its own deception. You have learned that the best response to betrayal is elevation, not explanation. In the unseen realm, Vindication has already begun. Heaven's gavel has struck, declaring your name clean. Every false accusation, every twisted story, every lie whispered behind closed doors, they are unraveling now, exposed by the light of truth. You don't have to defend yourself because truth does not need a lawyer. It simply needs time. You may not see it yet, but those who misjudged you are already feeling conviction in their spirits. Some will never apologize, but they will remember. Some will never speak, but they will watch as God's favor makes your integrity undeniable. Your rise will speak louder than any rebuttal ever could. You are being positioned not just for blessing, but for demonstration. God will use your peace to expose their chaos. Your calm will reveal their confusion. Your humility will highlight their pride. You are not fighting flesh and blood. You are showcasing heaven's power through gentleness. This kind of vindication requires deep trust. It's hard to stand still when your heart aches for fairness. But remember this, when Jesus stood before Pilate, he spoke little. He did not argue. He allowed truth to reveal itself in resurrection. That same pattern is being repeated in you. They may think they've buried your name, but resurrection is already on schedule. The delay in your defense is divine. God is building a story no human could fabricate. When he lifts you, it will be impossible to credit anyone else. Your vindication will not be quiet. It will be undeniable, but it will also be dignified. You won't have to gloat, because grace doesn't brag. You'll simply stand, radiant and calm, as the world realizes that God was with you all along. The tables are turning quietly, without your interference. The same mouths that judged you will speak blessings. The same hands that pushed you away will reach out for reconciliation, and when they do, your only response will be forgiveness, because by then your heart will be too full of light to hold resentment. Vindication without retaliation, that's what makes you unstoppable. You are proving that holiness is stronger than hatred, that faith is mightier than fear. You don't need to shout to win, you only need to stand. Heaven's justice is never late. The truth is already unfolding. And when it is finished, all will know the one they tried to silence was the one God had chosen all along. Heaven declares, "Touch not my anointed." You, chosen one. You are not walking through ordinary ground anymore. You walk in consecrated territory. There is a mark upon you that no darkness can counterfeit. Those who have tried to tamper with your peace, slander your name, or hinder your assignment do not realize what they've touched. When God calls someone his own, he places divine boundaries around them. To touch the chosen is to provoke heaven's defense. You've endured battles that were never fair, attacks that came without warning, words that cut deeper than any blade. Yet you survived, not because you were clever, but because you were covered. The shield around you was invisible but impenetrable. You were surrounded by a presence that would not let destruction consume you, even when you felt defenseless. Heaven was drawing a circle of fire around your spirit, as Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 10, "See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven." That verse reveals a truth most people overlook. Heaven is always watching how others treat you. When they mocked you, angels observed. When they betrayed you, heaven took note. The same Father who sees in secret now prepares to respond in sight. The ones who spoke harm will witness the very protection they tried to break. You see, being anointed doesn't mean being adored, it means being set apart. And that separation can feel like loneliness at first. You've wondered why people drift away. Why conflict follows obedience. Why faith attracts opposition. It's because the anointing carries weight. Light exposes what pretends to be loyal. Not everyone can stand in proximity to purity without conviction rising in their hearts. That's why some left you suddenly. They couldn't handle the reflection your life created. But God is not unjust. He watches every move in silence and measures every motive with precision. The scales of heaven do not tilt by opinion, they respond to truth. When God says, "Touch not my anointed," it isn't merely protection, it's declaration. He is saying, "This one belongs to me. Their pain is my concern. Their enemies are my enemies. Their vindication is my delight. You have been misunderstood, but not misplaced. Every accusation hurled your way has only clarified your calling. The same fire that tried to consume you has purified your purpose. The attacks didn't break your anointing, they proved it. For the oil to flow, the olive must be crushed, for the crown to fit. The head must bow. You have bowed. You have wept. And now you will rise with holy authority. Heaven's protection doesn't mean you won't face storms. It means storms cannot sink you. The waters may rise. The winds may rage. But your foundation is divine. God Himself stands between you and disaster. Those who plotted behind your back have unknowingly positioned you for promotion. The trap they set will become the stage where your testimony unfolds. Do not seek vengeance. Chosen one, God is already moving. Some judgments are silent, unfolding slowly so that repentance has a chance to breathe. Others are swift, falling like lightning to remind the world that heaven still defends its own. You won't need to announce what God is doing. Those who touched what was holy will feel the weight of their own choices. This is not about revenge, it's about revelation. The truth is surfacing, and when it does, peace will return to your heart. You'll look back and realize that nothing truly harmed you, it only highlighted you. God was using opposition as divine advertisement. Those who once doubted your purpose will soon recognize His fingerprints all over your life. Chosen one. There is a moment coming where your name will carry peace again. The heaviness will lift. The tension will break. The same people who tried to curse you will have to witness the blessing unfold before their eyes. Not because you demanded it, but because God decided it. You are His anointed, and that identity cannot be revoked. Walk in quiet confidence, not arrogance. Remember that your protection is not a license for pride, it is an invitation to humility. You are preserved because you are purposed. And as long as you remain aligned, nothing in creation can cancel what heaven has decreed. Now, if this truth resonates with your spirit, if you can feel that deep awareness that you are covered, chosen, and shielded by divine authority, make a declaration of agreement. Type the number 555 inches, the comments below. That number symbolizes grace multiplied, favor upon favor, mercy upon mercy, protection upon protection. When you type it, you are not performing a ritual. You are activating a reminder to your own soul that you are untouchable by harm and unshaken by fear. Let the world know heaven's decree still stands. You are His anointed, and no hand raised against you will stand. Your name is being spoken in heavenly places. Chosen one. You may not hear it with your ears, but the sound of your faith has reached the courts of heaven. Every time you chose trust over panic, every time you worshipped through your wounds, your name rose like incense before the throne. You are not forgotten. You are remembered in radiant light. There are moments when heaven pauses to speak of those who remain faithful in obscurity. The world may have overlooked you, but heaven has not. While others chase applause, you have chosen obedience. And that obedience echoes louder in eternity than any human praise ever could. God is not just aware of you, He is discussing you. Think of Job when heaven's council convened. His name was mentioned not because of his possessions, but because of his persistence. Faith drew attention from the throne itself. Likewise, your perseverance has stirred divine conversation. The angels who minister on assignment know your story, your endurance, your scars. You have become a testimony in the language of heaven, as was spoken in the sacred texts of old. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 33, verse 17, "And the Lord said to Moses, I will do the very thing you have asked, because I am pleased with you and I know you by name." There is power in those final words, "I know you by name." Heaven is not moved by reputation, but by relationship. You are not a number in God's kingdom. You are a name written in His heart. When He calls, He does not shout into a crowd. He speaks directly into your soul. And creation itself recognizes who He's speaking to. When you walk through seasons of silence, remember this: God does not go quiet because He has forgotten you. He goes quiet because He is working on your behalf. The architect does not talk while laying foundations. He builds. And while He builds, your name is being woven into blueprints that stretch far beyond your imagination. There are meetings happening in heaven's design room where your destiny is being finalized. Promises that felt delayed are being discussed. Angels are receiving new instructions concerning your path. The things that seemed to stall were never still. They were being synchronized with divine timing. Heaven's conversations about you are not hypothetical. They are declarations of fulfillment. You have felt insignificant at times, questioning whether your prayers mattered. But every whisper of faith has weight. Heaven measures words not by volume, but by sincerity. When you said, "God, I still believe," even through trembling lips, it sent a ripple through the spiritual realm. That is why you've been under attack, because your faith makes noise in places the enemy cannot reach. Chosen one, you are the subject of heaven's strategy. God has appointed times and seasons for your rising, and the time is drawing near. You are about to see the manifestation of promises that were spoken long ago, not because you forced it, but because heaven decided the time was ripe. In heaven's book, your name is associated with endurance. Angels know you by your persistence. They know that when others gave up, you pressed forward. That steadfastness is now speaking louder than any pain ever did. Heaven rewards those who hold their position in faith, even when everything else shakes. You may not see the spiritual ripples your obedience creates, but they are real. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, every prayer uttered in secret, they are forming a testimony that heaven proudly speaks of. You are not just living for yourself. Your faith is fueling others who will one day draw strength from your story. Imagine this somewhere in the unseen. An angel speaks your name as a command for breakthrough. A divine messenger is dispatched with instructions tailored to your need. Your story is not static, it's alive. And heaven's endorsement ensures that no opposition can halt what has already been authorized. When God says your name, creation listens, circumstances shift, doors unlock. The same voice that called light out of darkness has spoken concerning you. The same breath that formed galaxies is breathing new life into your assignment. The conversation in heaven about you is not about survival, it's about expansion. Chosen one, you are stepping into a season where what heaven has spoken will begin to manifest tangibly. The ideas you carry, the dreams you thought had died, they are about to receive divine breath. You have been validated in heaven, and now that validation will become visible on earth. Keep walking with quiet confidence. You don't need to announce what heaven is already declaring. You are known, you are named, and you are favored. Your name is not fading, it is echoing across eternity, carried on the wind of divine purpose. And when heaven speaks your name next, it will not be in intercession, it will be in fulfillment. The reward of the faithful, chosen one, is not always seen in the moment, it is built in layers. Like sunrise breaking through fog, you have waited through long nights of uncertainty, trusting a promise you could not yet touch. You've continued to believe when belief cost you peace, continued to sow when the ground looked barren, and heaven has taken note. Every act of quiet obedience, every unseen sacrifice, every prayer whispered through exhaustion, they are all being gathered into the storehouse of reward. Faithfulness has never gone unnoticed in the kingdom of God. Even when people failed to see your effort, heaven recorded it with precision. There are seasons where the soil seems silent, but that silence is never empty. Beneath the surface, life is forming. Seeds of faith are sprouting where the human eye cannot yet see. And when they break through the surface, the harvest will be so abundant that even your past pain will bow in awe. The apostle reminds us in the letter to the Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Faithfulness in obscurity is one of heaven's rarest treasures. Anyone can be loyal when eyes are watching, but few remain consistent when the applause fades. You have continued to serve, to love, to give, even when no one clapped. You have learned to worship without witnesses, to praise without proof. That's why your name is being whispered in places of divine favor. You've proven trustworthy with little, now you will be entrusted with much. The reward that's coming isn't simply material, it's multidimensional. It will touch every corner of your life. Peace where there was turmoil, strength where there was weariness, beauty where there was loss. Heaven's restoration is not partial, it is perfect. You will not merely recover, you will overflow. Chosen one, faithfulness is never wasted currency. It buys you wisdom, it builds your foundation, and it secures your future. There are doors that only open to those who stayed when others walked away. You've endured the waiting room of heaven, and that patience has rewritten your spiritual DNA. You're no longer who you were when this journey began. You are stronger, deeper, quieter, but also brighter. Your heart has learned to rest in rhythm with eternity. You've discovered that success is not about reaching the top, it's about remaining true to your calling. You've learned to walk at heaven's pace, where obedience matters more than outcome. That maturity is itself a reward, though greater blessings are still on the way. Faithfulness always attracts fruitfulness. The two are inseparable. You have planted consistency in a soil called grace. And now that soil is beginning to hum with life. Soon, you'll begin to see things you once prayed for suddenly appear not as coincidence, but as completion. Heaven never forgets a seed of faith. No matter how long ago it was sown, there were days when you thought your labor was in vain, nights when you questioned whether God even saw your tears. But He did. Every tear was a drop of water for your future harvest. You weren't waiting in vain, you were watering your destiny. And now, the field that once looked barren is about to burst into bloom. The reward of the faithful is also found in peace, not the fragile peace that depends on circumstances, but the kind that stands like a mountain amid chaos. You've learned how to be content not because everything is perfect, but because your heart is anchored in trust. That's something no storm can take away. And yet, heaven's generosity doesn't stop there. The reward that's coming will not only comfort you, it will confirm you. Those who doubted your calling will see it for themselves. The evidence will be undeniable. Not because you flaunted it, but because God's favor cannot stay hidden. Your life will become living proof that faithfulness pays. Chosen one, when this harvest comes, receive it with humility. Remember that the purpose of reward is not pride, but praise. It's not to glorify the vessel, but the one who sustained the vessel. You will rejoice, not because the waiting is over, but because the waiting was worth it. There is a sweetness that follows seasons of struggle, a lightness that comes after long endurance. That is what's approaching you now. The winds are shifting. The soil is ripe. The harvest is near. Heaven is faithful to the faithful. And you, chosen one, are about to taste the reward of your perseverance, crowned in the presence of enemies. Chosen one, that is where you now stand, not in defeat, but in divine display. The very table where you once wept has become the stage for your coronation. You didn't chase revenge, you chased righteousness. And now, the shepherd who watched you in the valley is seating you in victory. The oil that dripped in secret will now shine in public. The word of God declares in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8, "Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord will award to all who long for His appearing." This is not just a verse about eternity, it's a reflection of what happens when you stay faithful through fire. The crown of righteousness is not ornamental, it's earned through endurance. Every moment you chose integrity over impulse. Every time you forgave instead of fought back. You were shaping that crown. The righteous judge saw it all. He saw your quiet restraint, your hidden tears, and your relentless hope, and now, heaven recognizes it as royalty. You see, crowns are not made of gold alone, they are forged in endurance, humility, and unseen faith. Your crown was shaped in seasons where no one clapped, and no one noticed. Every betrayal added contour. Every tear polished its shine. Every prayer engraved your name deeper upon it. You weren't being delayed, you were being decorated. The weight of glory can only rest on those who have bowed low enough to carry it with grace. It's tempting to want the crown without the process. But heaven crowns only those who've learned to serve in silence. You've walked through storms that could have hardened you, yet you emerged softer, wiser, stronger. That softness is strength refined by grace. The true crown doesn't crush, it confirms. It sits lightly on heads that have already bowed in surrender. Now, the anointing that matured within you in private is ready to pour out in public. People will sense it in your presence, the calm that steadies, the peace that radiates, the wisdom that warms. You won't need to announce that you're crowned. Heaven's light will announce it for you. There's beauty in the way God orchestrates victory. He doesn't remove your enemies before He blesses you. He blesses you in their sight, so mercy and justice can sit together. It's not humiliation, it's revelation. It's God saying, I told you I was with them. Every whispered lie, every false judgment, every dismissal, they now become background music for your rise. Chosen one. This moment isn't about superiority, it's about stewardship. You're not being crowned for comfort, but for commission. The crown you carry isn't meant to sparkle, it's meant to serve. It grants you authority to heal, to teach, to lift. You're being entrusted with influence to guide others out of the same shadows you once walked through. Think of your journey like a sunrise. The darker the night, the brighter the breaking light. You've endured the waiting, the stretching, the silence, and now light floods every corner that once held sorrow. You are the dawn after your own storm, and every ray of hope that rises from your story will guide someone else home. Remember, though humility keeps the crown steady, the same God who lifts you high is the one who taught you how to kneel. Stay kind, stay grounded. Let your victory be a hymn, not a headline. The crown is not for display, it's for testimony. If this message reaches deep within you, if something in your spirit stirs with the quiet certainty that your season of recognition has come, pause and breathe it in. Then, as a gentle act of gratitude, like this message, share it with someone still walking through their valley, and subscribe to remain connected to this flow of light and renewal, not for vanity, but for value. Every like becomes a light. Every share becomes a seed. Every comment becomes a whisper of faith to someone scrolling through silence. You might not know who needs to see this, but heaven does, and your simple act may be the spark that reignites their belief. Finally, in the comments below, write, "My table is ready." Write it as your declaration of readiness and humility. Let heaven and the earth know that you accept the crown not as a trophy, but as a trust. You're not running anymore, you're reigning. Because this is the moment everything changes. The oil overflows. The table is set. And in the presence of those who thought you were forgotten, you are being crowned in peace and purpose. Your obedience unlocks acceleration. Chosen one, heaven has been watching every quiet yes that left your lips. Every small act of faith you carried out without understanding the full picture. You may not realize it, but each moment of obedience has been gathering momentum in the unseen. The delay you once felt was never a denial, it was the gathering of divine speed. And now, the moment has come when obedience meets fulfillment, and everything begins to move faster. Acceleration in God's kingdom does not come from striving, it comes from surrender. The more you trust, the more freely heaven flows through you. You've spent seasons learning how to move at His pace, not your own. How to pause when He says wait and run when He says go. That rhythm has aligned your spirit with heaven's timing. And now, the gates are opening. The ancient words recorded in Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 2. All these blessings will come upon you and overtake you, if you obey the Lord your God. That verse is more than a promise, it is a law of divine movement. Obedience creates momentum. When you act in faith, heaven responds with acceleration. What used to take years begins to unfold in months. Connections form, doors open, strength returns. It isn't luck, it's alignment. You are walking in the current of divine flow, carried by favor you didn't earn but were prepared to receive. The lessons of your waiting season taught you patience. Now those lessons are becoming fuel. You will begin to notice synchronicities, moments where things just fit. Ideas that once felt distant will suddenly take shape. People will appear who carry exactly what you need for the next step. Opportunities that were once closed will reopen, not because you forced them, but because obedience has unlocked heaven's timing. But acceleration doesn't mean chaos. God's speed is different from the world's speed. It's not frantic, it's focused. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Heaven is not rushing you, it's releasing you. Like a bird whose cage door has been opened, you are being invited to fly higher, not harder. Obedience has also purified your motives. There was a time when you wanted progress to prove your worth. But now you want progress to glorify His name. That shift is what triggered heaven's release. God will never give acceleration to pride, but He entrusts it to purity. You have learned that the goal is not applause but alignment, not speed but surrender. And because of that, you are ready. Chosen one. Your path is about to quicken, but your heart will remain still. You will move farther in a short time than you once did through years of struggle. The difference is that now you are no longer running ahead of God, you are running with Him. Obedience has synchronized your steps with His stride. There is a holy ease that follows divine obedience. Things that once drained you will now flow with grace. Projects that once felt impossible will unfold with unusual favor. The key is to keep listening, to stay sensitive to the small instructions. God's greatest movements often begin with the smallest whispers. Call this person, forgive that wound, start again. Each yes adds momentum to your journey. It's easy to overlook how powerful small acts of obedience can be. The widow poured oil into jars. The shepherd boy picked up a stone. Peter cast a net one more time, and in each act, acceleration was born. Likewise, your obedience may seem small to the world, but to heaven, it's monumental. Every step of faith has been building pressure behind the dam of delay. And now, the waters are about to burst forth. You are stepping into a season of divine velocity. The things you prayed for will begin to chase you. What you thought you missed is circling back, renewed. There's no striving in this flow, only surrender. You've already done the hard part, trusting when nothing made sense. Now, heaven is doing the heavy lifting. But remember, acceleration demands stewardship. You must carry peace even as things move quickly. Don't lose the stillness that sustained you in the waiting. Let gratitude anchor your speed. Move, but don't rush. Build, but don't boast. Keep your eyes on the one who opened the gates, not on the gates themselves. Your obedience has created a spiritual wind at your back, and that wind will carry you where your strength never could. You are no longer walking, you are gliding on grace. The pace has changed, but the posture remains the same, surrendered, listening, faithful, the sound of final victory. Chosen one. It is not the noise of battle anymore, it is the echo of completion. The war that has followed you for so long, The inner struggle that once defined your nights is reaching its divine conclusion. Heaven has not only heard your prayers, it has answered them in fullness. You stand now in a space between what was and what will be, and the air itself hums with fulfillment. Victory in God's realm is rarely loud. It often begins with stillness, the kind of quiet that settles after a storm has spent all its rage. That is the silence surrounding you now. Not emptiness, but peace. Not pause, but permanence. You are walking in the afterglow of divine triumph. The battle that once seemed endless has become the soil of your transformation. The Apostles' words, recorded in the first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 57, "But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ." You see, victory is not just about what ends, it's about what begins after the end. The moment the storm passes, life starts to bloom in the soil it soaked. Flowers feed on what the storm left behind. Likewise, your victory will feed the future. The tears, the trials, the endurance, they have all fertilized the field of your destiny. What looked like loss was the groundwork of legacy. Chosen one, look at how far you've come. You entered this journey wounded and weary, unsure if you would ever feel whole again. But through every breaking, grace kept rebuilding. Through every silence, God kept speaking. Through every defeat, heaven was redrawing the blueprint. You are not standing in the ruins, you are standing in the renewal. Victory has changed you. It has made you softer, not weaker, wiser, not bitter. You now understand that triumph is not about crushing your enemies, but about mastering yourself. The greatest victory is not external, it is internal. The battle to remain loving in a world that teaches hatred. To stay hopeful when cynicism is easier, that is where heaven wins. And you have won. Your heart has become a battlefield turned sanctuary. The same place where anxiety once screamed is now filled with quiet confidence. The same heart that once broke under pressure now beats in rhythm with divine peace. You carry within you the evidence of transformation, a living testimony that light always outlasts darkness. And this is the wonder of divine victory. It does not boast. It doesn't need to. It simply exists as peace that cannot be shaken. Others will look at you and see calm. But what they won't see is the war it took to earn it. They will feel the warmth of your light without realizing the nights you endured to keep it burning. Every victory in heaven has an echo in the earth, and that echo is your life. You will begin to notice that everything around you responds differently now. The resistance that once surrounded you will loosen. Conversations that used to drain you will no longer disturb your peace. You've stepped into a frequency of completion, where you no longer chase things, simply align. Do not be surprised if silence follows this victory. True triumph doesn't demand noise, it breathes rest. You've spent so much time fighting that peace might feel unfamiliar at first. But it is safe to rest now. The walls are secure, the foundation is firm, and heaven itself guards your tomorrow. This is what it means when God fights for you. It means the battle ends not with exhaustion, but with restoration. He doesn't just deliver you, He dignifies you. You will never be the same again. And that is a blessing. The old you was brave, but the new you is unbreakable. The journey has forged you into someone darkness can no longer deceive. Victory is not the end of the story, it is the beginning of reign. Not the kind of reign that demands thrones or crowns, but the quiet rule of peace over your own soul. You now govern your emotions with wisdom, your decisions with discernment, your steps with serenity. You are no longer reacting to life. You are responding from rest. The sound of victory may not be thunder, but listen closely. It is in your steady breath, your unshakable faith, your gentle strength. It is in your laughter that once seemed lost. It is in your calm when chaos tries again. That is the music of triumph. The song heaven wrote with your endurance. Chosen one, take a breath and feel it, the quiet peace that follows the storm. You have walked through fire, stood through darkness, and emerged carrying light. This message was not random. It was heaven's reminder that you are seen, known, and protected. Every section, every word, every whisper you read was heaven reaching toward you, wrapping you in the truth that your story is far from over. Now the wind has settled, and what remains is clarity. You are no longer fighting for validation, you are walking in victory. Your strength has returned, your vision has sharpened, and your heart has realigned with divine rhythm. From here, your journey unfolds with grace. Heaven's hands are beneath your every step. If this message has touched your heart, if you felt something deep within you shift, even slightly, don't let it pass in silence. Like this message as a sign of gratitude. Share it so another weary soul might find the same reminder you just received. And subscribe to remain connected to this flow of divine encouragement, because there are more words waiting for you. More confirmations, more awakenings. Finally, in the comments, write, I receive it. Say it not as ritual, but as release. Let heaven see your agreement. Let the earth hear your faith. You are not alone. Chosen one, your victory is alive. Your purpose is breathing. And your next chapter begins now.